Welcome to our deep dive into the world of large-scale numerical units. Today we'll explore the fascinating names and values of these enormous numbers. Ever wonder how we put names to such unbelievably huge quantities? How do we even begin to fathom the scale of a billion, a trillion, or even a decillion? Well, get ready to expand your numerical horizons because we're about to journey from the familiar territory of hundreds and thousands to the mind-boggling realms of illions. Fasten your seatbelts, it's going to be a cosmic ride. We begin our numerical journey with a familiar friend, the 100. 100, that's 10 groups of 10 or 10 squared, written as 10 to the power of 2. Easy peasy, right? We encounter hundreds everywhere. A century has 100 years, a dollar has 100 cents, and some sports even have games based around this number, like cricket with its 100-run mark. But the 100 is more than just a familiar quantity. It acts as a stepping stone, a conceptual bridge leading us to even larger numbers. Just imagine, if 100 can encompass so much in our everyday lives, what wonders await us when we venture into the realm of thousands, millions, billions, and beyond? Get ready, because the numerical adventure is just beginning. Now, let's take a leap forward to the 1000, 1000, or 10 to the power of 3. We're talking 10 times larger than 100. Think about a packed concert hall with 1,000 cheering fans. Or imagine the pages of your favorite book. A thick novel might have 1,000 stories to tell, but the 1,000 is also where we start encountering truly vast scales. Distances between cities are often measured in thousands of kilometers, and some of the tallest mountains on Earth rise thousands of meters into the sky. The 1,000 is a powerful reminder that our number system isn't just about counting apples or oranges anymore. It's about quantifying the vastness of the world around us, and we're just getting started. Hold on to your hats, because we're jumping 1,000-fold to the million, a million, that's 1 million, or 10 to the power of 6. Now we're talking big leagues. Imagine 1 million grains of sand slipping through your fingers, or 1 million stars scattered across the night sky. It's a number that starts to feel truly immense. Millions pop up everywhere when we look at large-scale phenomena. Populations of major cities are counted in millions, and the Earth itself is estimated to be over 4.5 billion years old. That's 4,500 million years, an almost unimaginable expanse of time. But even the million is just a stepping stone on our journey to even larger numerical giants. So buckle up! Chapter 4, Billion. Navigating the short scale and the long scale. Get ready for a bit of a numerical curveball, because things get a little tricky with the billion. You see, depending on where you are in the world, the word billion can represent two different values, the short scale and the long scale. In the United States and most English-speaking countries, we use the short scale, where a billion means 1,000 million, or 1 billion, which is 10 to the power of 9. But in many parts of Europe and other regions, the long scale is used, where a billion represents a million, or 1 trillion. That's 10 to the power of 12. It's like speaking two different numerical languages, and it highlights how even our understanding of seemingly simple numbers can be influenced by cultural and historical factors. But whether we're talking about billions of dollars in a national budget or billions of stars in a galaxy, one thing is clear: we've entered the realm of truly astronomical quantities. Chapter 5, to trillion, the short scale versus the long scale, continues. Hold on tight, because the numerical roller coaster continues with the trillion. Just like the billion, the trillion also has different meanings depending on whether we're using the short scale or the long scale. In the short scale, which is more common in modern usage, a trillion is 1,000 billion, or 1 trillion, that's 10 to the power of 12. But in the long scale, a trillion is 1 million billion, which is a mind-boggling 1 quintillion, or 10 to the power of 18. To put that into perspective, imagine trying to count to a long-scale trillion. Even if you counted one number every second, it would take you over 31 million years. That's longer than humans have even existed. So the next time you hear the word trillion, remember that its meaning can vary depending on who's talking and where they're from. It's a fascinating example of how even in the seemingly precise world of mathematics, cultural differences can shape our understanding of numbers. Chapter 6, Quadrillion, Beyond the Familiar. Prepare for liftoff because we're venturing into the truly mind-bending realm of quadrillions. From here on out, we'll be primarily using the short scale, which is more prevalent in scientific and financial contexts. So what exactly is a quadrillion? It's 1,000 trillion or 1 quadrillion? That's 10 to the power of 15. Trying to visualize a quadrillion of anything is a challenge, to say the least. Imagine a quadrillion grains of sand. It would be enough to bury the entire Earth under a sand dune miles high. Or consider the estimated number of stars in the observable universe, which is thought to be in the hundreds of sextillions, a number so vast it makes a quadrillion seem almost insignificant in comparison. But even though it's difficult to wrap our heads around such massive numbers, they play a crucial role in fields like astronomy, physics, and computer science, where scientists and engineers grapple with the vastness of the cosmos and the intricacies of the subatomic world. Chapter 7 to Quintillion, numbers that boggle the mind. Fasten your seatbelts because we're accelerating into the truly astronomical realm of quintillions. A quintillion is 1,000 quadrillions, which translates to a mind-boggling one, followed by 18 zeros or 10 to the power of 18. To put that into perspective, if you had $1 quintillion, you could buy every single thing on Earth, every house, every car, every piece of pizza, and still have enough left over to buy yourself a galaxy or two. But quintillions aren't just about unimaginable wealth. They also come into play when we talk about things like the number of atoms in your body, which, believe it or not, is estimated to be in the septillions. So while we might not encounter quintillions in our everyday lives, they serve as a powerful reminder that the universe is filled with scales of magnitude that dwarf our everyday experiences. Chapter 8, Sextillion. Reaching for the stars, hold onto your hats because we're blasting past quintillions and entering the realm of sextillions. A sextillion is 1,000 quintillions, or 1 followed by 21 zeros. That's 10 to the power of 21. Now we're talking about numbers so large that it's nearly impossible to find relatable analogies. If $1 quintillion could buy you a galaxy, imagine what you could do with a sextillion. But even though sextillions might seem unimaginably huge, they're still dwarfed by the estimated number of stars in the observable universe, which is thought to be in the hundreds of sextillions, a number so vast it makes our galaxy look like a tiny speck of dust in comparison. It's a humbling reminder that even as we explore the farthest reaches of space and the tiniest building blocks of matter, the universe continues to surprise us with its sheer scale and complexity. Chapter 9, Septillion, delving deeper into the numerical cosmos. Prepare for warp speed because we're rocketing past sextillions and entering the domain of septillions. A septillion is 1,000 sextillions, or 1 followed by 24 zeros. That's a whopping 10 to the power of 24. At this point, we're dealing with numbers that are so large that they're practically meaningless in our everyday lives. Trying to find a real-world equivalent of a septillion is like trying to find a needle in a haystack the size of the solar system. It's practically impossible. But even though septillions might seem like purely abstract concepts, they do have their uses. For example, scientists estimate that the number of atoms in a single grain of sand is in the septillions, a mind-boggling number that highlights the incredible density and complexity of matter at the atomic level. So, the next time you hold a handful of sand, remember that you're holding more atoms than there are stars in the Milky Way galaxy. Chapter 10, Octillion, exploring the limits of imagination and maybe our calculators. Hold on tight because we're breaking through the septillion barrier and entering the realm of octillions. An octillion is 1,000 septillions, or 1 octillion, that's 10 to the power of 27. We're now so deep into the realm of large numbers that it's almost impossible to find any meaningful comparisons. Even the most powerful computers would struggle to perform calculations involving octillions of elements. But even though octillions might seem purely theoretical, they serve as a testament to the power of mathematics to represent quantities that are far beyond our ability to comprehend. Just as astronomers use telescopes to peer into the vastness of space, mathematicians use numbers like octillions to explore the equally vast and mysterious realm of abstract concepts and theoretical possibilities. Chapter 11, Non-Nillion, numbers that defy comprehension. Prepare for a mind-bending journey to the edge of numerical infinity, because we're entering the domain of nonillions. A nonillion is 1,000 octillions, or 1 nonillion. That's an astounding 10 to the power of 30. At this point, we've moved far beyond the realm of practical applications and entered the realm of pure mathematical abstraction. Trying to imagine a nonillion of anything is like trying to imagine a new color that no one has ever seen before. It's simply beyond the capacity of our human brains. But even though non-illions might seem utterly incomprehensible, they serve as a reminder that the world of mathematics is infinite and constantly expanding. Just when we think we've reached the limits of what we can understand, new discoveries and breakthroughs push those limits even further. Chapter 12, Decillion, reaching the peak of our numerical mountain for now. Congratulations, intrepid explorers of numerical magnitude. We've reached the summit of our numerical mountain, the Decillion. A decillion is 1,000 nonillions, which translates to a truly awe-inspiring 1 decillion, or 10 to the power of 33. If a nonillion was difficult to imagine, then a decillion is simply mind-boggling. It's a number so large that it makes even the estimated number of atoms in the observable universe seem like a tiny drop in a vast cosmic ocean. But even though we've reached the peak of our numerical mountain, remember that the world of mathematics is infinite. There are even larger numbers out there: undecillion, duodecillion, tridecillion, and so on, each one 1,000 times larger than the last. And there you have it, the incredible world of large-scale numerical units. Remember, there's no theoretical upper limit to these names, so the possibilities are endless. From the humble 100 to the mind-boggling decillion, these numbers help us make sense of the vast scales and intricate details of the universe around us. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating content.